What's up, family? How y'all doing today, man? I hope y'all doing good, bro. I'm out here again by the water. We got the sun and the beautiful sky out there. Been cold and cloudy the last couple days, and it's still cold, but I guess it's not cloudy, so you gotta look on the bright side. So today I wanted to talk about how to kill anxiety in 3 simple steps. So when you have anxiety, you got to understand that anxiety is just the cousin of excitement. Think of them as the same thing, but just looking at it in a different perspective. Let's take an example: social anxiety. Some people get anxious when they know what they have to. Some people get anxious when they know they have to talk to someone. They're thinking in their head, oh, I'm anticipating this conversation, but I don't know if I'll know what to say. I don't know if that person's gonna think negative of me. But then you could look at it on the other side. Let's say you're gonna talk to a celebrity. You are anticipating talking to that celebrity in a positive way because you're excited to see what they're gonna say. See, excitement and anxiety are the same coin. 2 sides of the same coin. So the same way you deal with excitement is the same way you deal with anxiety. You don't want to get too excited for something because then you might miss something on the way there. But on the opposite path, you don't want to let anxiety rule you because you'll never get where you're going. You want to make a balance. It's like yin and yang. So today I'm going to help you deal with your anxiety in 3 simple steps. So I like to use something Julius Caesar actually said. I came, I saw, I conquered. I came, I saw, I conquered. Now, by this, I mean, let's start with I saw. By this I mean, when you feel anxiety coming on, or you feel that something is gonna go wrong, or if you're in the middle of a panic attack, anything that involves anxiety. Anxiety is just fear. Anxiety is a feeling. Anxiety is not real. The same way fear isn't real. Fear is just a anticipation of a future event, meaning that you don't actually know what's going to happen, but you're just expecting something to happen based on the evidence that you have gathered in your brain. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and anxiety is when that false evidence becomes your present reality. So when I say I came, in the beginning of I came, I saw, I conquered, I came, I'm just present. A lot of people are going to be running away from their anxiety or their fear. A lot of people run away from it. When I get anxiety, I stay there. I sit there, quiet, don't have any distractions, and I let the anxiety fill my body. I let it go through me. Because if I take some and then I hold it in and don't let it get out, it's going to get worse. It's going to get more abundant of anxiety. Think of it like if you have an unknown figure chasing you. You're running because you're scared. You don't know what he's going to do to you. You're running. And every time you get farther away, he gets a little bit faster. And it's always like he's 1 step behind you, but he never actually catches up to you. You just don't want to stop because you don't know what he's going to do to you. Imagine like a dude in a black coat with a mask on. You don't know what's going to happen. But one day you decide, fuck it, I'm just going to stop and see what he has. And then you stop, turn around, he takes off his mask and he gives you $1 million. You're like, are you kidding me? That's all I had to do was stop and face him? Are you kidding? That's all I had to do? That's what I say with anxiety. Stop and face it. Instead of running away, instead of having it chase you, why don't you just turn around, look it in the face, and see what it has to offer you? Because your life is not going to be filled with anxiety if there's no reason for it. See, why would we have anxiety if we were never going to gain anything from it? Think of it as God trying to guide you on a path. So when you understand that there's a reason for that anxiety, you can sit there, watch it. That's all you have to do. It's like a job. I want to make money, so I have to do a job. But before I do the job, I have to show up. I have to clock in. I came, I clocked in, right? I showed up. You know, that's the first step to doing anything, just show up. So step 2, I saw. Now, people say that when you get enlightened, you awaken your third eye because you were finally seeing. Think about the year, 2020. We got 2020 vision now. You know, that's how it's going, 2020 vision. When you sit there in your anxiety and you let it take over your body, you let it go through, you see something. You see anxiety is just a feeling. Regardless of how it feels, it could be a mindset, it could be a feeling, it can be a pit in your stomach, it could be fast heartbeat, it could be panic, it could be all this stuff. But you gotta understand that none of that stuff is really real. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. Because you are not your thoughts. The fact that you can realize you have thoughts means that you aren't your thoughts. You are like the director of the movie, but you're also an actor in the movie. You're the director and the actor. Imagine a Quentin Tarantino movie. You're showing up in the movie, but in this life, it's like you're Quentin Tarantino, but you forgot you were also the director. So you think you're just an actor. You think you're just in a movie. You're not. You control the movie. You are writing the movie as you go. That's why if you ever decide to face your fears or do something you never wanted to do, usually it comes out to where it's a positive thing. And if it doesn't, oh well, you can quit and start something new. I mean, the fact that you're alive right now means that all the stuff in your life that ever got to you, all your lows must not have killed you, because you're watching this video right now. So don't let anxiety be another one of those things that kills you. Anxiety is just a feeling and a thought. Once you understand that it's a feeling and a thought, you understand that you are always thinking. And when you realize you're always thinking, whatever you're thinking about in the moment becomes what your mind is focused on. People say it takes 7 days to make a habit. It takes time of repetition to program your mind. So if every day you're living scared of what's going to happen next, scared that you might get an anxiety attack, scared of all this stuff, it's going to happen and it's going to keep keeping you in that cycle. If you're always looking at it, if you're always looking at things on a negative side, anything that happens to you that's good, you're not going to see it as a good thing. You're always going to find the fault in it. And that's one thing you have to do. You have to see that there is no fault. If something negative happens, there's also a opposite side of positivity. So even as bad as your anxiety gets, even as scared as you can be, you can flip down the side. You can say, I'm not scared. I'm facing the biggest fear. I am stronger than that. I am the opposite of that. If I'm sad, I can be happy. If I'm scared, I can be fearless. I can be brave. And this is when you conquer. If you always have thoughts of fear, thoughts of anxiety, by saying that you have these thoughts, you can consciously understand that they're there. And what you think is affecting you, right? Right? What you think is affecting you. Therefore, why don't you just think more positive? Whatever you become is whatever you are thinking. Same thing as if whatever I'm doing. If I want to get big in the gym, I gotta go there. I can lift the weights, but if I don't train my mind to first off make it a habit and enjoy doing it, I'm never gonna get big. I'm gonna stop after a week. You have to train your mind the same way you train your body. If you're always doing reps, eventually your muscles are gonna grow. If you're always doing reps in your head, eventually whatever is in your head is gonna grow. So if you're always giving into fear, your mind's gonna be in a fear state. Your mind is gonna get the foundation of fear and make that your world. Because the world and your mind doesn't understand good and bad. Your mind just is. So if you're always thinking bad, your mind's going to be bad. If you're always thinking good, your mind's going to be good. And everything that happens up here happens out here. Right now, I'm in a good mood. I got the sun out here, while y'all are just in the house, bro. When I went outside, I wasn't feeling too passionate. I wasn't feeling too good. But now that I'm out here, I got the sun shining on me. I got fresh air. It's good. This is what I'm taking in. This is what I'm consuming. What are you consuming in your mind? If you're always consuming anxiety and fear, you're always around people who make you feel like shit, and you're letting the shit get to you, that's how you're gonna become. You're gonna become shit. So you have to make a conscious effort to do the opposite of what you don't want. So if you don't want the anxiety, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Clear it out of your mind. Stop thinking about it. But the problem is, you won't be able to stop thinking about it until you realize that you can stop thinking about it. So when you get anxiety, it might feel super overwhelming. But if you sit there, allow it to take over you, see it for what it is, you can conquer it. It's like having that big bully in your life. You know, that bully might seem threatening, but when you throw a punch, when you punch that dude right in the nose, he's not going to be so, crazy. You can punch a dude right in the nose and have him laid out on the floor asleep in front of you. And you think you don't have power, you can do whatever you want, bro. Every thought you make happens instantly. You can visualize anything. If I say, don't think about a pink elephant, you are thinking about a pink elephant right now. It happened instantly in your head. Anything that can happen here, up here, can happen out here. As long as it applies to the laws of physics. That's what this world is. This world is just physics, numbers, shapes, and it's like a simulation. It's like a computer game. It's like code. If I want something to happen out here, I have to write down the code. Writing down the code is being consciously thinking. So if every day I wake up and tell myself, I love myself, say it 100 times a day, eventually I'm going to start loving myself. That's just how it goes. So if you have anxiety and you want to get rid of it, come, see it, and conquer. That's simple. That's the same way you can solve any problem in your life. If you have depression, come, see it, conquer. You come, you sit in your depression, you figure out what it is. You figure out that it's just a feeling, it's just an emotion. And you can change your emotions consciously. Right now you can think, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And over time, you're probably going to become a little more happy. That's just how it works. Whatever you think is what you become. So if you want to get out of anxiety, depression, just understand what it is and then defeat it. And what you don't know is that when these things are defeated, it's like killing an enemy in a game, in an RPG. You kill it, you get its experience, and you get stronger. So if I have anxiety and I kill it, and then I take its EXP, I'm gonna be stronger than I was before. I'm gonna level up. And that's all this life is. Leveling up as much as possible. But if you're consistently doing something that never gives you EXP, you're never gonna level up. That's just how simple. And a lot of times it takes work to get that EXP. It takes things that are uncomfortable. It takes all this stuff. It takes loving yourself. And when you love yourself, you can level up. And getting rid of anxiety is the first step. And the best thing to do is not to tell yourself that you can't fix. Because once you tell yourself that, say, I can't fix it, the universe is going to take that and be like, oh, he can't fix it. He's going to write it down in the code. That's how it works. Your words are spells. So when I say, I'm a millionaire, code written. It just takes time for that to happen. It takes time because the energy can't just spawn from nowhere. It has to come from something. I have to put in the work, and then the $1 million will spawn through the good karma that I built up. That's why I'm giving to you right now. I will become abundant through the energy I'm putting out. If I can make an impact in y'all life, the energy is going to come back to me. And it's not a selfish thing, but it's just, I learned how to write code. I learned how to manifest my life. Now, you have to think about it in a positive light. Don't think of anxiety as a bad thing. Anxiety is a demon you have to fight. It's like in a tragic story. That's the dragon you got to kill to save the princess, right? You got to slay the dragon. You got to beat the bully. You got to fight the war. Almost all stories have exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, conclusion. That's all you got to do, bro. Right now, you're probably at the climax, or at least the rising action. The problem is, you have to actually defeat the demon. Once you defeat the demon, bam, goes down. Doesn't become as stressful. Everything becomes a lot easier. Things just come to you. You don't gotta cry about it. The more you want something to go away, the longer it's gonna stay. Until you put in the work to say, no, I'm gonna replace this feeling. Until you put in that work to replace the feeling, it's not going to leave. If anything, it's going to get worse because you're just dwelling on it longer. Do the work. Do the things that make you feel uncomfortable. Face those demons. Fight them. Conquer them. That simple. So, motto to live by. I came, I saw, I conquered. Do that with all your problems. Okay? It really is not that difficult. You don't got to be super logical. You don't got to be none of this. You just got to live your own life the way you want to. Because if you feel like you want to do something, then you can. Everything will work out, bro. Everything will work out. Even if it doesn't work out right now, or things seem to be going bad, it's to help you get perspective for when you do succeed. Right? That's just how I think about it. I don't know if this stuff is true, but I learned how to program my mind. So as long as I believe it, it will happen. Okay? You gotta find what you believe. Alright? I love y'all, man. If you got any questions, let me know. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Instagram, offbeat_ego. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day. Goodbye, family.